Good evening and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. It is currently Hibernian 1. Celtic 1 with 75 minutes into the game on the telly, as they say. And we all thought Celtic were about to score there. Both Aramaida and Kyogo just had a chance at goal. So I just turn the adverts down on this, skip that. A few people online, a few people bored in the first half. Chilwell was more than a bored in the first half. It was. This has been absolutely terrible to watch. I thought Celtic were going to go in and do something. It's currently 76 minutes, and Celtic won. Oh, Jesus God! Come on, Celtic! Come on, just get a goal. We've been on about being more clinical, and it's the one thing that we're not. We're not more clinical. I thought Adam Idah should have had a shot there, and Kyogo had a chance. None of them managed to take it. We're on 77 minutes, and it's absolutely. This is it. This is it. Is this how Bernabe? I mean, he just isn't a player, Bernabe at all, is he? Um, it'll be interesting just to see. We need to remember when we played Ross County a couple of seasons ago. We were 1-1 going into extra time. I think it was 1-1 going into extra time, and it took that extra time winner from fuck's sake, Abada. It took that extra time winner um, up in Ross County a few years ago. I did think there was going to be something special about the game tonight. I thought when Adam Ida got his goal, the penalty, he took that well. Come on, get up, Hibs. One goal game, it's just not enough. It's just not good enough. That passing along the back line is consistently it's murder. Chilwell, yeah, you're no joking. Kuhn was terrible. Yes, he was. He didn't have a good game at all. Um, come on, Celtic. We look rattled. We look more than rattled. This high line. We're going for this high line again with a free kick. This is what caused the goal from Hibs. Hibs are trying to get it into the 6-yard box, but ball goes out. I wonder if he's changed formation shape. I haven't even managed to see if that's how bad we are set up. You can't even tell if there's been a change of formation. I must just be behind you, Graham. Tell you one thing. I mean, a lot of people have been saying Joe Hart saved us against Aberdeen. Joe Hart gives me the fear every time. Every time oh my goodness. Oh, we're there for the taking. It is. Yeah, Chilwell, you're right. We should have sold Matt O'Reilly for the 25 million. The 20 million because that's looking like a bargain now. It is looking like a bargain, and I tell you one thing, that's a bad miss. Joe Hart is not a keeper for Celtic. I'm sorry, but he just cannot command his backline, and unbelievable. I'm on 79 minutes. McGregor being run over the top of. Yep, he's on 80 minutes. I'm on 80 minutes now as well. This is just. It's always the same with Celtic. Teams have a right good go, an absolutely cracking. They have a good go the last 10 minutes. You'd be as well stop and just play 10 minutes of football in Scottish football. And unbelievable. We are ranked rotten. We are that. I don't know when they decided to have this high line for free kicks and everything, but that's what caused the goal tonight. And then we've got another free kick. Just giving it away, another free kick. A bada. Just when you think, I mean, we've all been calling out We've all been saying that Lewis Palmer needs changed and everything, and everyone's been crying out for Dyes and Maida. And then you remember the Dyes and Maida's not that good. Yeah, I mean, he's got a bit of pace, but his final ball, and it's something Brendan Rodgers has been speaking about since the beginning of the season. The passing in the final third. And again, tonight, the passing in the final third has been absolutely atrocious. We need one more goal. Come on, boys. But then Hibernian do have this free kick. Will he take this shot? I would take it because Joe Hart is woeful. Listen, if Lee Griffiths can score two past him, well, it comes off the wall. Comes off the wall, thankfully. Yeah, Abada's just as bad. Abada is just as bad. Oh, yeah, bottle merchants. I kind of agree with that with Chilpil. I think it's not over yet. It's not over to the fat lady sings. We've got 9 minutes to go. 9 minutes to go. The Huns have won the league tonight, says Diane. Let's get to final time. Final whistle first, Diane. It isn't over until. Why is Kyogo away out there? Do wish. I mean, the Celtic team. See, when you look at them on the pitch, the lineup of the team is terrible. Absolutely terrible. The formation of the team is just absolutely terrible. It's all over the place. And it's no wonder we are so easy to beat and to draw against and just to play against in general because I tried to give Brendan Rodgers the benefit of the doubt until enough was enough. But if this result does stay like this, it is going to be hard to keep on backing Brendan Rodgers. And like Brendan Rodgers says, he knows, you can tell with the fans. And I wonder if, oh my goodness, Jesus. Yeah, the Huns at Ross County at home a week. Next week they'll take they'll take six off them. Don't know if they'll take 6 goals off them, but they'll definitely go top of the table on that game. So we keep going. Yeah, we've no plan B. No plan B whatsoever. Celtic just seem to be camped in at the moment, and there's just no shape. Just no shape to the team at all. Oh my goodness! Oh, thank goodness, Habs are rubbish. I tell you, a good team plays us, and I tell you one thing: we're getting we're it's 3 or 4-1, 3 or 4-1, and then if it's 3 or 4-1, Brendan has the walk. It's as simple as that. We get beat 3 or 4-1 by a game, and it's you're back into Tony Mowbray territory, I'm afraid. And Brendan Rodgers is proven to be not the manager that he was. Did Brendan Rodgers have it too easy the first time he was at Celtic? Did he get to spend? Oh Jesus! Come on, just get that final. I mean, if that ball lands at Adam Ida's feet there, I mean, he's then straight through on goal. But that's the worst I've seen Celtic play in a long time. It says John. This is a football side of passing backward to Joe Hart, Bernardo, um, Matt O'Reilly. Where's he been all game? Yeah, I think Matt O'Reilly's in hiding so that he doesn't get injured before the end of the season. And who was it that said in the live before the game, watch Stephen Welsh get injured tonight? Unbelievable how injury prone Welsh is. And then the manager changes the team and puts him in right for the start this evening. Right, come on, Ralston. Unbelievable this tonight from Celtic. Sadly, many non-Irish fans, including myself, see Ida as League One standard. What has happened to Matt O'Reilly? What has happened to Matt O'Reilly? I think he just doesn't want to get injured because he knows he's got a big move in the summer. Oh, Jesus, Bernabeu, man, that was woeful. That was woeful, Bernabeu. I mean, Jesus. It went that high that it was a hot air balloon went past and caught it. Sam, I'm going to try and stay faithful until the end of the game. I can tell with the look. I've been at games and you know that look on the fans' faces. You know that's it. You know that tonight. And I did say midweek games. I maybe thought we would win tonight. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. We've got four and a bit minutes and some injury time. It's not unbelievable. We've been terrible for weeks, says Paul. Yeah, we have been. It'll be interesting to see who's on one of the other channels tonight because I see that they were sitting in the. Come on, Kyogo, you're fucking shite, absolute shite, unbelievable one. Yeah, I seen one of the other channels. They're sitting in the press box. Oh Jesus, what was that? Like, come on, Celtic, someone take a shot. Oh, okay. Ah, this is terrible. That's a penalty. That's a penalty. Gets his shot off him. Well, VAR. Oh, that's on the line. Oh, that's in the box. You're not even looking at it. Is it a free kick? I'll tell you one thing, if we get this penalty, it'll be pretty much embarrassing because um, penalty. It's a penalty, it's in the box. Come on, it has to be a penalty. Oh, they're looking at attacking phase. Jesus. Brendan Rodgers doesn't look too. Oh, Jesus, here we go. Penalty. Oh, well, come on. Come on, Ida. Come on, Ida. It is a penalty. We're clutching at straws. Yes, we are clutching at straws. Um, it's in the box. It is a penalty. It's in the box. It's in the box. It's in the box. It's in the box. He's leading legs inside the box. He's leading legs inside the box. Look at he's standing legs inside the box. It's a penalty all day long. It's a penalty all day long. VAR's got that right. It's a penalty all day long. Come on. It's a penalty. A penalty. I did say a couple of minutes ago, let's keep till the end of the game. People were saying it was over. I did say, look, I'll give Brendan Rodgers his doubt. I'll give him the let's wait till it's over. It's not over till the fat lady sings. Yes, get in there. Kieran and Chilpil are ahead of me with the with the stream, Graham Hardy, yes, back in lead. Come on, this is embarrassing though. That's penalty, 6 minutes of injury time. Adam Ida scoring two. I did say Adam Ida would score. I'm just seeing the scream now, even though I know it's a penalty. And Adam Ida, come on, my son. Oh, come on. Take a few steps back. Takes 6 steps back. Two to the side. Jumps up, runs, kicks the ball. Goal! And it's a screamer. Yeah, it's a goal. Celtic 2. Hibernian 1 on the 91st minute. Yes, it is another penalty, but who cares? Who cares? Top of the league. It's taking 2 penalties to save us. Let's not. I know what it feels like to be in the stadium and be in beside the fans at that point, and I know the pressure and the feelings that the fans are going through. I've been there many times when we've been in that situation, and I can fully understand why the fans are going absolutely mental behind the goals in the Celtic end. Over exuberance, who cares? It is what it is. Celtic have scored. Brendan Rodgers knows it is not the best of performances, but we go on. We on. We are on. We're still top of the league. Well, until next week when they get their game in hand. There is 6 minutes of extra time. What can I say? Celtic 2, Hibernian 1. Let me just go back through the comments from earlier. And there's a lot of people going to have a little bit of. I did say wait to the end of it, wait to the end of the game. And I'm going to shout you out because just for the banter, Chilpel said Rodgers out. Chilpel said Rodgers out. Any word on Johnson? No, he was conscious when he left the pitch, but there's no word on him. And then who else was it that said? Who were rank rotten said Sean Fain, and there was another one. But it hasn't been a pretty game. It's not been a pretty game. I did say before a ball was kicked, bringing Welsh on, I thought it was harsh. Someone says before the game, Diane, was it not you? Or no, Brendan. Shocking performance, but it's 3 points. Yes, it is. And we are still rubbish. We're still rubbish, but you've got to win ugly. Sometimes you've got to win ugly. And as ugly as this game has been, I did say before the game, sometimes it takes until look back to when Ange Postecoglou won his first league, and it was a goal in the 97th minute up in Inverness. I did say that before they get 2-2. You're having a laugh. Alistair Johnson's away at hospital. We need a protest, says Dan, because we're that terrible. Lewis too cool for school. Thank you and welcome to the chat this evening. You're talking wash. Ralston's been solid tonight. I know it's not 2-2. He's on the wind up. He subscribed just to have the wind up, and he'll unsubscribe later on because he's that kind of dude. 96 minutes. We've been ugly most of the season. Yeah, that's it. We've been ugly most of the season. Lose to Tuchel. Just leave him. He's an idiot. In fact, he's on a timeout. Lewis Tuchel has been timed out for 10 minutes. Let's see if he unsubscribes to that count up there. Personally, I'm happy with a win, but can't stand the performance. Where does our midfield disappear to these days? I have no idea. It'll be interesting to see what Chris Sutton says after the game. we are playing a high line at the back. We are playing a high line at the back. Don't care about performances. 1888 CFC doesn't care about the performance. This is the guy that was wanting Brendan Rodgers sacked yesterday. What is Kyogo doing? Just blow the whistle, ref. 97 minutes you're on. Worrying time of the year. Full time 2-1. Game over. Chilpel says it's game over. Celtic win 2-1 away to Hibernian. Brendan Rodgers gets his first result at Hibernian. Oh, look, he's unsubscribed after I put him on a timeout. Cheerio. Thank God for that. It is. It wasn't a pretty game. It wasn't a pretty game. You can talk about lots of things during the game. Quadruple treble saying yes. It's all over. Baz, I never asked for Rodgers to be sacked. It wasn't you. It was the other one. It was the young guy. What's his name? Yeah. I don't care what anybody says, but Joe Hart gives me the fear. Joe Hart gives me the fear. Bored out. Bye bye, Lewis Johan Bass. He has unsubscribed after I put him on a timeout. I've got to say, the fans at the way end, the Celtic fans are still in fine voice. Diane Brendan, stay. They fans that are at the games, and we got away with one there. Yeah, James, we did. That's my brother texting me. We did get away with one. We got away with one tonight. I thought we were really disappointed in the first half after going one ahead. You're thinking Adam Ida scores his penalty. Someone says in the chat earlier tonight that Adam Ida would score too. We would win 4-1 because let's face it, we're not confident. We're not confident that we can keep out anyone, anyone, anyone. Watch out, stress. Well, our whole defence goes, it gives you the fear. It does that. Abada thinks he's a Hibs player, says Gordon. Ah, Jesus. The Huns will be fuming. That's what we've got to look at tonight. They will be fuming. I can imagine if we go into the Celtic Twitter. I'm going to nip on it just now just to see what they are saying. Just because this will be funny as anything. Going to the Celtic Twitter. Just hear what the chat's saying. We've got away one. We are absolute muck. I'm going to tell you exactly what it says. Lots of possession, but we're not creating enough, says my brother. Always start great, and then teams come at us. We're slower than a shower, says one of my mates. And then it's garbage. He can go with the board, says one of the Hamilton CSC boys. Bernabe, yeah, I don't even want to talk about Bernabe. We've scored 3 goals from the break, none of open play. Adam Ida walking up to the Celtic fans. He is a new hero in the eyes of the Celtic fans at the games. Come on, Come on, Adam, that's it. Get right in there. Yeah! Da, 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 da. And the thing is the guys that are at the games, I know exactly how they're all feeling just now, and you know it's more relief than anything. It is more relief than anything that they've won the game. They will go back to their buses now, and they'll all sit in their bus and go. They'll talk about the negatives of the game. They'll do exactly what we're doing, and they'll talk about how bad we were. Only delays the inevitable tonight, says one of the guys from the Hamilton Celtic Supporters Club. The Roll of Honour is that club. It's the Roll of Honour for Hamilton. They've just messaged me saying it's only delayed the inevitable. Do you think it has only delayed the inevitable? Tell me what you think in the comments. And get the comments section back up. Has it only? Is it? Yeah, smell the glove. It's papering over the cracks. I think we pretty much are papering over the cracks tonight. And there's Brendan Rodgers just now walking up the tunnel, shaking hands with all the backroom staff. John Kennedy not looking overly good. Yeah, it's a platform for Hibs. But at least we found a penalty taker. Baz, I agree. Relief. Glad 3 points. Yeah, and I've been there. I've been there many times over the years. And I mean, I know that the buses they'll all be heading back to their buses now, and it is relief. It's just relief more than anything that they got the 3 points. But it's like the rule of on our club, Celtic Supporters Club in Hamilton. They've just messaged me on WhatsApp saying all we've done is delay the inevitable. Have we just delayed the inevitable? Obviously, they've got their game in hand against Ross County that they play next week. And let's face it, they're going to beat Ross County, who Ross County manager resigned this evening. That's breaking news in the Scottish media. He did resign this evening, so they will be looking for a new manager before they play the Rangers. Where is it? Ross County. Derek Adams, Ross County's years ago club statement. Derek Adams has been sacked by. Yeah, he left them. He offered his resignation. So he did resign. Derek Adams resigned. They've got the Rangers have got their game in hand against Ross County. Will Ross County get a bounce back because what usually happens? No, not a chance. They're second bottom in the league. Is it? What's your view on Rodgers? Baz says Jai Lynn. He's not the manager that he was the first time round, and it's always difficult when a manager's come back. He's not had the support of the board that he had first time. He definitely hasn't had the support of the board that he had first time. And well, has he though? When you look at the investment, when you look at the summer transfer window, it was not his players. He didn't go out and, although he signed off the players, he wasn't. He's meant to be a top. Let's face facts. He's meant to be a top class manager. He's meant to be this elite manager from the English Premiership. He should be doing a lot better with the players. His job is to make players better. Now he's deemed the likes of Lager-Belkin not suitable and not good enough for Celtic, which has probably alienated him from the squad. He then brings in Stephen Welsh, who is prone to injuries. There was people on the chat saying before the game started that we'll wait and see how long Welsh is on the team for, because he'll go off injured, and he did. He pulled his hamstring again. Brendan Rodgers, his coat is on a sugary peg. It's as simple as that. His coat is on a sugary peg. All 2 penalties does is it papers over the cracks. It just papers over the cracks, and it doesn't give us confidence. Doesn't give us confidence. Although Adam Ida was a bright spot tonight, I thought that Nico Kuhn, he couldn't get past players. He was done for pace sometimes. He was meant to be this fantastic player with a lot of pace. Listen, you don't go from Ajax to team in Germany to then Rapid Vienna if you're a good player. Let's face facts. You don't leave the Ajax academy and then go to a team in Germany and then end up at Rapid Vienna if you're a first team regular and you're a cracking player. He's come in, he scored a goal, but is he any better than what we've got at the team? Only time will tell. Only time will tell. The fact is, Welsh at it says Kieran, massive improvement needed for Sunday for St Mirren, or St Mirren will beat us. St Mirren won this evening, I believe. I think that just came up there, that St Mirren. Jim Hunter says, Baz, this is part of I don't get it. Why bring him back if you don't support him? To be honest, I don't want him back. However, the board is the problem. The board are the problem. And I said this, I mean, I lost a lot of subscribers for saying this the last time. There was, a few months ago, there was a lot of supporters saying, back the board and keep the Green Brigade out. There's now got the same people on Twitter and social media platforms saying, sack the board. And you know, someone has to be. I'm not going to be the next manager. Not a chance. There's one guy for Fife that will be manager one day, hopefully, and that's Bruni. It won't be me. That's a certainty. Although I do come from Fife originally, there's no chance of me being Celtic manager. When I think of the way that, I said before, I said the other night, I said Celtic should be playing 3-5-2. Celtic should be playing 3-5-2 all day long. All day long. I think that Adam Ida would have gotten a lot better, but him and Kyogo kind of got in each other's way tonight. It's always hard when you've got 2 strikers that play in similar positions. But we should have been playing 3-5-2. We should not have been playing Welsh. The manager's made important decisions tonight, and he's made wrong decisions. He brought in Welsh, what I thought right from the start. I thought, well, what did what did Rocky do wrong the last game? He got turned inside out when Scales was caught missing. So Rocky's been the fall guy, just like Lagerbelke was the fall guy for when he got sent off earlier on in the Champions League, although he made amends by scoring in the Champions League. Brendan Rodgers does seem to have his little favourites at Celtic, and it's players that have been there for a long time and that he maybe knew through his first time at Celtic. It seems as it seems to me that his ability to improve players the way that he did maybe his early days in Liverpool. I mean, did he turn Suarez into a fantastic player, or was he always that player? Anyway, we hope that Alistair Johnson is okay this evening. Alistair Johnson went down and was about the third or fourth minute with that absolutely terrible head knock. And I mean, it was clumsy. Could you say it was clumsy? But it was terrible. It was terrible. And then for Joe Hart just getting his fingertips to that goal, but there wasn't even there wasn't even a card. There wasn't even a card. And then Adam Ida, after a 4 minute wait, goes up and he gets that penalty and he scores the penalty. It should have been a penalty all day long, but the wait was obviously because of the injury to Alistair Johnson. He then gets a second opportunity to score from the penalty spot. I'm going to look at the stats in a minute, mate. 4 shots on target the whole game. He does get that opportunity. 8 shots on target by Celtic, 12 by Hibs. 3 shots on target, 8 shots in total. That's the lowest number of shots that we've had in any game. I've got to say though, the passing rate was up. Sky aren't showing it. The Sky stats are useless. Right, fair play to Ida for having the bottle to take both penalties. Let me just see what they're saying to Adam Ida. Adam Ida said we knew we would get one chance. Adam Ida's confident in taking penalties. He's taken them his whole career. Says it's amazing. It's amazing to be off the mark with Celtic. I did say that if he goes between now and the end of the season and scores 7 goals for Celtic, Celtic will pay the £3 million for him. Let's hear what Callum McGregor says. Sometimes you've got to win ugly, says Callum McGregor. We knew that they would get a chance. We knew that the game would turn. Two unbelievable penalties, Callum McGregor says. Yeah. Callum says that we've dropped points here in the past. He was asked, is this a game that you can look back at the end of the season and it could be defining? I said that before the game tonight, that there's games that come along midweek. We recover and we go again on Sunday, says Callum. Callum says, hopefully this can be a moment that can get the team playing in its stride. Yep, they were man marking O'Reilly. We've got to do our job and win, says Callum McGregor. We've got to do our job and win. Adam Ida is man of the match. Callum McGregor says we've got to do our job and win between now and the end of the season. Sometimes you have to win ugly, but Boyd is raging. Look at the face on Boyd. Let's hear what Boyd says. It's massive. Massive. Chris Boyd said it's massive. John O'Neill, thank you for the £5. Super chat. Two massive penalties, said Chris Boyd. Two massive massive penalties, two massive penalties, and the pressure that was on Adam Ida was unbelievable, and he scored both those penalties. Celtic were way below the standards, say Chris. Well, we all know that, way below our standards. Loving James McFadden's new new hairdo. I'm absolutely loving that. He's had a wet shave tonight. Oh, that's a sore one. Absolute sore one that Alistair Johnson taken right on the side of the forehead. You give the ref his due. I mean, as soon as it happened, the ref pointed straight to the spot. It was a good one by Adam Ida. He took his penalty really well. He was nice and he was calm. He didn't do any of that frigging pouncing about that the one and only Lewis Palmer did. I'm just trying to see what else Boyd is saying. Boyd is like, James McFadden's had another hair implant. You could see the new implant in his head. Just keep it bald, man. Just keep it bald. Tell James McFadden just to keep it bald. Anyway, the head on Johnson was deliberate. I think it was deliberate also. Let's get to some of the comments and see what we're saying on the chat. Nerds are shattered, says 1888 CFC. Michael McDonald says the defence hasn't played together before, just like our two strikers. It takes time for them to learn to play with each other. Diane says, to be honest, Calmac were the crap. When you look at the game, Hibs were man marking Matt O'Reilly for a lot of the game. There was one of their players that was man marking Matt O'Reilly, so that's probably why he was quieter. They know that Callum McGregor, when he's in that back position, if you man mark him at the road and then you get Matt O'Reilly, it just makes it a little bit more difficult. And that's why Hibs were playing further forward and not playing that low block. If Hibs were playing more a low block, they wouldn't have been man marking our players as good and nullifying the game. Let's face it, they nullified the game. They'll be bothered about the 3 points, says McFadden on Sky Sports. Will be bothered about the 3 points. They won't be bothered about the fact that they're not dominating games. The fans are worried about the fact that we're not dominating games. We should be dominating games. I mean, here comes the goal for Hibs. And the player's got so much room in the midfield. He's not getting picked up by anyone at all. Everyone's watching the ball. Nobody's picking up players. I've got to say, for somebody asked, what do I think about Brendan Rodgers? For a manager that's meant to be one of the top managers, allegedly, he's meant to be an elite class manager. Is the setup of the team, and I always think back, and I was a big admirer of Alex Ferguson and the way that he used to set his teams up. And if you watched any Man United teams in the late 90s and early 2000s, he was obviously playing the 4-4-2, but you could see them. There would be a straight bank of four in the defence and a straight bank of four in the midfield, and then your two strikers up front. When you look at the shape of our midfield, it's all over the place. It's completely all over the place. You can't tell what formation we're playing. It's just a mess, and that's what makes us easy to. It makes us easy for teams to defend against. Anyway, let's get back to some of the comments. Neil Lennon is now talking to Sky. The goal came. Is it just me, or does anyone else think that Neil Lennon shouldn't really be talking about anything to do with Celtic after losing the 10? I'm just talking about Hibs now, so we'll leave it at that. Baz, Ange is a better manager all round. Is he? Is Ange a better manager? let's not get into that because the Celtic managers come and go, and the likes of Ange Postecoglou, who is just a journeyman, he'll jump ship from the team that he's at just now if he gets a sniff. If he gets a sniff at the Man City job, or if he gets a sniff at the Liverpool job, he will be off. So is he a top level manager, or is he just lucky? Maybe Bill was right. Maybe he just is lucky. Our back four were last season. Um, Not Lennon's fault. He was a yes man for the board. The board are to blame. So right, if Lenny was a yes man, is Brendan Rodgers then not just a yes man as well? So we've never had the over the last 24 years, we've only had two managers. Well, and to a certain extent, Brendan Rodgers, his first time round, wasn't a yes man because he made sure that we went out and we got some incredible talent at the club at the time. And he brought in some cracking players. Lennon is Celtic through and through, Baz. He is Celtic through and through, but so seemingly is Brendan Rodgers. I know that Brendan Rodgers' brother gets on the buses from Belfast, the Celtic supporters buses from Belfast. I know the guy that runs the Celtic supporters club from one of the buses from, well, he runs about 3 buses from Belfast, and Brendan Rodgers' brother gets on those buses. You know, so you can't say that Brendan Rodgers' family isn't Celtic through and through, and that Brendan isn't through and through. Neil Lennon is a legend, says 1880 CFC. He's a yes man at this time. He is a yes man at this time. But when you look at the last 24 years, we've really only had 2 managers that have been prepared to not be yes men, and that's the one and only Mr. Martin O'Neill. And he should be called Mr. Martin O'Neill for what he managed to do to Celtic. But then he spent a lot of money. And then you've got Ange Postecoglou, who, if I think, when you look back at it, did you hear? You're right, Baz. Rodgers will get nowhere near the Liverpool job. Rodgers don't get anywhere near the Liverpool job. Did I say Rodgers? I meant Ange Postecoglou. If Ange Postecoglou gets offered the Liverpool job, he'll jump at it. Anyway, tell me what you think about that game, because I'm just... Rodgers is a fraud. How can anyone forgive him? He was up against crap Rangers at that time. Brendan Rodgers came back to steal a wage, says Paul Baird. Who do we bring in then? If it all goes, if all tonight has done, if all tonight has done it is delayed the inevitable. I'm going to jump onto the WhatsApp group chat and says, yeah, and massive 3 points. Alistair Johnston has been pictured in hospital, and he's put in get in with a 4-leaf clover and massive 3 points at Celtic. So Alistair Johnston is okay. He is at hospital. He's obviously put that up on his Instagram. He is okay, but he's been taken to hospital just for checkups. That was, I don't know how long ago, but it just went up on the group chat. Apparently, Kwon is running the show for the Saints the past few games. The good thing is he'll not be able to play against us. Out the Cub Sunday night and stumbling over the next league match versus Killie on the 17th. That is a prediction by the Roll of Honour Celtic Supporters Club coming out of Hamilton. Oh, Jesus, let's get back to that. I can't take all the negativity coming at me. It's just showing a replay of some of the Hibs chances. And what about the Hibs dive? I mean... come on. Boyd is trying to say that the Hibs penalty should have been a penalty. And they're all laughing at him in the studio. The strike on that, Jesus God. Boyd is trying to say that Hibs should have had a penalty. Right, let's get back to the 3 points. Boyd trying to say that Hibs should have had a penalty. Yeah, no, exactly. The game is a game summary. That's probably about right. The game summary is probably just Keith. John Shirley's in the house. Baz Rogers is away in the summer. Leicester are back in the top of the Premier League again. Taxi for Rogers. He's not going to go to Leicester. They chased him out the door. Look, I spoke about this at the pub earlier tonight, and we were talking about if Brendan Rodgers leave before his three-year contract is up, and I don't think he will. I don't think he will. He's on good money, and I think that he'll try and stick it out. He knows that a lot of the fans are against him. He knows that the board aren't giving him the money that he wants to go and buy players, and I think he'll stick it out until they sack him, and then they have to sack him, and then they have to pay off his contract. He will not walk out early on this contract on Celtic, that's for sure. Niall says 4-4-2 is the way to go because it's not exotic or European. Is the way it should be playing. Yeah, it is. And if you look back at, and we were talking about that a couple of minutes ago, and I always look back at the way that Fergie's team sets up. And you can look at any team around Europe really in this day and age. When you look at the midfield, if they're playing a 4 in midfield or a 5 in midfield or whatever, if they're playing a 3-5-2, if they're playing a 4, they've got a straight line of the 4. This diamond shape that we tend to play is absolutely terrible, and it's just not good. And it's leaving Callum McGregor, the ability of other teams to man mark Callum McGregor. Matt O'Reilly was man marked out the game today by Hibs, made him really quiet. And I don't see that. And I did say before the game started, I said that the one worry that I have in the game today is the fact that we only have Ohm to come on in that midfield and change anything. And with hindsight, I was correct, because when teams want to go in and man mark your midfield, you've got to change something in that area. You've got to change something in the area, whether it's the position of the players or whether it is just the team selection. Brendan Rodgers has that choice to make, and he's never done it. Anyway, wow. Part of it. What? A bit OTT. Oh boy says the Huns will be raging. They will that. But have we just delayed the inevitable? That is the big thing. Have we just delayed the inevitable? Have we just delayed the inevitable? That's the only worry that I've got, is they play, obviously, their game in hand next week against Ross County. Ross County, let's face it, are an absolute mess. Their manager has just resigned this evening. And will that give them the boost? I don't think so, because I don't think that they're going to get anyone in good enough to try and even get a draw. If anything, you would have thought when Aberdeen got the new manager last night that they might have done something against the Rangers, but they didn't. Change the manager, Baz. Who do we get in, Paul? Who do we get in? No, and on a serious note, if we're to change the manager and pay off Brendan Rodgers, right? Who do we bring in? Because bring Moyes in. David Moyes turned down the Celtic job in the summer. Remember, when Ange Postecoglou left, he made it well aware that he wasn't looking to be even chosen by Celtic. So David Moyes, for me, is a no starter. I think Moyes had a slight opportunity a few years, about 10 years ago now, and Celtic didn't go for him, and I think he's never forgiven them for that, and I don't think it ever, and I think that's probably one of the reasons that he's went, nah, I'm not going to take the job now, because it's too much of a poison chalice, and let's face it, the league's not an attractive league for a manager in Moyes' standard to come into. Let's face it. I mean, he got to a European Cup final when he won a European Cup with West Ham. So anyway, can't score when we're passing back the way, says William Martin. Yeah, we can't score. And the passing back from the Brendan Rodgers team. We have already blown it, but Rodgers has dropped the ball, and Arne Slot, buddy, pay the money. Arne Slot. There you go. There's the first one to come in. Arne Slot. Chris Boyd isn't looking happy, is he? He's totally raging. He's going to come out with some stupid comments later, isn't he? Marshall had no saves the first half. That's because we scored the penalty. Oh, just kidding. Joseph says, hail, hail, Baz. Question, what do you think, Brendan, on the Celtic sidelines during the games? the Celtic sidelines during the games. He's not as vocal. See, turn this off now. See when Brendan Rodgers was at Celtic the first time, and you heard him at the beginning of the season. Brendan Rodgers has a whistle that it is unbelievable loud. Right, it doesn't matter where you are in the stadium. When Brendan Rodgers whistles at a player on the pitch, everyone hears it. You never hear that now. You used to hear it on the telly at the beginning of the season, but you never hear it now. You never hear it. It's as if I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. There's something wrong. There has to be something wrong. Kaiser's in the house. Kaiser's in the house as late as ever. Kaiser's obviously finished that weed that he was sent to from Amsterdam. Just a private joke. Um, Anyone fancy learning Arabic tomorrow at 2 p.m.? What? That's as bad as my dad coming on and saying my fence is blown down. There you go. There you go. Anyone fancy learning Arabic tomorrow? You're getting banned, mate, because you're just going to spam it, aren't you? There you go. You're going to get. Yeah, you're getting time out for 10 minutes. Even though we'll leave beyond 10 minutes, you're just going to spam it, so you're getting timed out. And although we wouldn't. No, we don't want to learn Arabic. It's hard enough speaking Spanish and English and everything else that goes along on this channel. He's just been given. I can't believe that anyone want to learn Arabic. What the fuck? Anyway, as if his bottle's crashed past. Yes, I think his bottle maybe has crashed. I think his bottle maybe has crashed. Anyway, anyone want to learn Arabic? No, I don't want to learn Arabic. It might come in handy, though, walking about here. There's loads from. Anyway, just been sent. Yeah, chill pill, were you not listening? I said that about 10 minutes ago. He was on Instagram. He was on Instagram and he's put a picture up saying 3 points. 3 points at Celtic FC. So the views are currently sitting at 1,888 views for the video. So I probably think that's a good time to wrap the video up. And I shall see you in the morning. It's no use hanging about much longer because, I've been on for 51 minutes. Well, there you go. Where have you been all this time? Chilpil, they must have admitted it, but he's given us the thumbs up. He's given us the thumbs up. Who's given us the thumbs up? John, I want to learn Hebrew until Abada. Ticky. Right, that's me done and dusted for the evening. Thank you to everyone who has been watching the video tonight. Wasn't the game that we thought. We are sitting on 15,103. That'll probably disappear down to back down to 15,095 in about 5 minutes once all the strange people that just joined the channel to ask if I want to speak Arabic. That's the most bizarre one yet. Anyway, on that note, good night, Richard. Good night, Joseph. Good night, 1888 CFC. Who really cares? Good evening to you. Who needs to learn Arabic when you've got Google Translate? Good night, Fenian Brothers. Hail from Parkhead. Tam Max says good evening. And on that note, have a fantastic evening, Celtic fans all around the world.